Hi, Steve Yates here with DragVet Products. We also use RaceVet.com as a sister site because a lot of our products transfer over to road racing. So I got a little issue here with some people. They need to remove the clips out of the rear end. We strongly suggest that because it can cause a binding issue in the very top or the very bottom of the suspension travel. So we will go out to the shop, and I have a rear end opened up out there, and we'll take some clips and remove them. Okay, now we're out in the shop, and this is a rear end that we've opened up. It's just one that we purchased, and we will rebuild at some point in time. This is the carrier, and this is the carrier pin. Now sometimes people make the mistake of trying to hammer that pin out, and all you have to do is remove this bolt right here, which is a 7/16 head. Take it out, and this pin right here will just slide out if you point it downward, or it could slide out the back. Now I'm just spinning the yoke around on the back, the pinion yoke. You see there's a small window. That's not going to help you any. And then here's a bigger window. And this is where we get our clips out. The clips are located right here and right there. Now they are on the ends of the side yoke. And maybe you can see that moving back and forth in there a little bit. That would be your end play. And we have about the same amount of end play on the other one. So we have to move those around so we can get a hold of the ears on the clips. There's gonna be... Okay, this is a Corvette rear end from 67 to 79. And we're going to remove the side clip, okay? The clip off of the side yoke. I'm going to manipulate the side yoke here, back and forth, and you can see the shaft moving back and forth in there. Now, what we use is a external snap ring plier, like that. It's one that spreads, okay? Sorry about the shadows. And the tips need to be 1/16 or 60 thousandths so that they will fit into the ear of the external. Okay, you insert these tips into the two holes, and then you squeeze the thing, the pliers, and then that opens up the snap ring, and then you slip it off the end of it. Now it can be a little challenging sometimes. Sometimes you can, if you don't have a real good fitting tool, you end up getting one end slipped off, and then you use a screwdriver to pry it around. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm using the leverage of that green spring or yellow spring, and I'm taking the tip of that and I'm rotating that clip around. See, I have removed the clip out of the groove. I'll just pull the side yoke out at this point. Okay, it didn't pull out. That's because there's a burr on the end of the shaft from rubbing that center pin that's in there, which is one of the things that the 6th link avoids, so that the car isn't supported by that side yoke. Try to take a screwdriver, a heavy screwdriver or small pry bar, get it in there and push on that. and most generally you can force those out. Couldn't find a rubber mallet real handy, so I'll just use this steel one. And that came out pretty easy. There wasn't too much of resistance there, but sometimes you have to hit them a lot harder than that. And so there you go, it's now void of that. The other one's been removed. So there you have it, removal of the snap rings. Not a difficult process, just a little intimidating if you haven't been inside a rear end of a Corvette.